When it comes to matters of mental health, we always talk about one's ability to be able to cope with the normal stresses of life as well as their productivity. Well, today in this episode, we are going to talk about workplace mental health. My name is Asiat and welcome to It's All Mental podcast. And with me here today is Ambrose Muganga. He's a lawyer, but he's going to tell us why is he talking about workplace mental health. So Ambrose, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
You can introduce yourself to the viewers of It's All Mental podcast.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. My name is Muganga Ambrose Ibabaza. I have 3 names. Okay. Muganga Ambrose Ibabaza, a lawyer. Why I decided to specialize in matters of labor and employment. And I do much more of occupational safety and health. Okay. So I did a lot of reading in that area, so that's how I came up with for myself now doing much into mental health at workplaces, and found myself now something that struck my mind. Like, okay, read, compared notes, found that Uganda is blank. There's no literature, no research, nothing, totally nothing. And just people have just started to come up now. Realizing it's now a big deal, so that's how I found myself there. I've done the research in occupational safety and health, so that's where I am now. Okay,
that's a very good background. Because someone is wondering, we are talking about mental health issues. Where does workplace come in? It will be a matter of, questions. But when we're talking about, like we've said, mental health, for someone to really be mentally healthy, they have to, have that ability to be in position to be productive.
Yes.
And they can be in position to, fulfill and be able to produce towards their community as well as themselves, be fruitful in whatever they are doing. So when we are talking about this background of workplace mental health, could you tell us about the things that you know about workplace mental health and a little bit into the statistics and what is the world showing?
Workplace mental health, as mostly call it workplace stress. You can find workplace stress, you can find workplace mental health. It is something that deals with the mental stability of employees. Mostly it focuses on employees, their mental stability, their production, productivity at work, because we work to be productive. So we find that there are those triggers, there are those issues that affect employees mostly, that affect their productivity. Not only productivity at work, but also affect how they productive at home. You're a parent, work can disorganize you totally, and then you find that you've not cared for your family. So when we're looking at mental health at work, we look at it at general: work, home, community, because there are 3 places that we all
always spend most of our time.
It is work, school, community. So the moment one is affected, it will affect the rest. So the moment the work is affected, then it affects, because you will see that there's a time when you leave work, and you go home, you don't want to talk to anyone. You are annoyed from work, and then you bring all your anger at home. So work is very part and parcel of us, and affects our mental health and affects everyone surrounding us, and then our productivity. So that basis, that history is the one that we bring into workplace mental health.
Okay. And if we are talking about work specifically, there are quite a number of things that probably employers may not be putting into consideration, but there are also factors that are putting these employees at risk of getting these mental health related issues at that particular workplace. So could you be in position to share what are some of the things that you've realized, because you've said you are
occupational safety and health.
Yes, occupational safety and health practitioner. So what are some of the things that you've realized that are risk factors at the places of work and they can affect someone's mental health?
One is workload. I think that is the most important, the most major factor. It is workload. You find that someone leaves home, sits at the desk, and leaves the desk when he's going home. And you've not finished what you had for the day.
And they're adding you another
one. Okay. When we were kids, it's like you're washing utensils, and by the time, before you're about to finish, they bring like a cup or you know how you feel.
Yes.
So that's how you feel when you have too much workload. You find that that workload has affected your me time. I know that people to utilize their me time. And there are people I know that when they leave work, they go home with their laptops. And where they stopped is where they start from.
Where they start from when they reach home.
When they reach home.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about, workload. You don't have time for yourself. You're always focused. You're always on work. And that affects you, that all your time you're thinking about work. You're going to a restaurant, you're on a date, you think about work. Then number 2 is job insecurity. Have you ever been to a workplace where you work and you know that tomorrow you're coming back?
You're worried whether something may happen and they tell you, you know what? Tomorrow, please don't come. Don't show up. Okay.
So job insecurity is also part of the causes. Find that mostly those in informal
setting,
sector.
And when you look at Uganda, it's almost most of the percentage of people who are
so
working
you work on a mobile money,
sector.
you work in a restaurant. I'll give an example. There's a restaurant I went to in town, and they gave me, I think the juice was bad. So I told the lady, please, you've given me juice, and it is bad, so take it back. So she brought another one, still.
And it was also bad.
It was so bad. So I'm like, can you refund the money? I was like, no, I cannot refund the money, because if I refund, they'll deduct on what? On my salary. So I was curious, how much do you earn? So I realized that when you deduct the money for the juice, clearly you would be having very little money. So I'm like, it's okay. I just paid for this, I didn't take. So you see that that kind of thing is that someone is worried that even if it's just a glass of juice, can get dismissed. So job insecurity is also part of it. Then there is also back to workload. In COVID, it was realized that most health workers got stressed. Let me see. It was 68% of health workers during COVID had stress. They were distressed, were depressed. So you also remember when COVID, the workload was too much. Yeah, so I wanted to bring that to attention. Then another issue could be, other than workload, other than job insecurity, could be us, the customers, difficult customers.
We are hard to impress.
You are hard to impress.
We have a lot of expectations.
Yes. You know, those people, who is your manager? Can I talk to your manager? So that affects the employee in that he or she is worried how he or she is going to perform when the next client comes in.
Okay.
See that? You work for the agencies, like I know the most disliked agency right now is EDCL. You work for agencies like that. And there are always calls coming in. Complaints.
Why is the electricity off?
Complaints. So for you've never had something good at work. So handling that, it affects how you... First of all, you're worried about performance, because there are some workplaces that pay per performance.
Yeah.
How many people you've worked on, how many issues you resolved. So the moment you get such difficult customers, and then you're worried about how you're going to handle them. That also causes too much anxiety, too much stress.
You're always on the edge.
You're always on the edge, you're always on tension. How will I handle? These days, some banks have buttons when you're leaving. You press how the service was. Okay. Yeah, so I asked why do we have to press, and then the teller told me it's on each teller. So they monitor how press, if it is good, how many goods you've had in a day, how many worst you had in a day.
The experience was not good.
Yeah. So she had to remind, every time I go there, she reminds me, please press the button before you leave. And then I think lastly would be work shifts, especially those guys that work at night. You know, the body is designed in a way that you have to rest, even though you have to rest. So these guys who work at night, you're worried.
You've also shifted your body from the normal of being awake during the day, and then for you are awake at night.
So that shift from working at night, it will really have a toll on you, that you need to first train your mind that now I'm going to be working at night. And then when these shifts, sometimes you work during the day, then tomorrow you say you're working at night. So you cannot prepare your mind enough. And then especially I had a client who his finger was cut by a machine. So I was there negotiating with Chinese, and the first question I asked, why did you put your finger there? And when we left, I asked, how come your finger found yourself in the machine? And he said, I was dozing. It was around 3:30 in the morning. So you can see that those effects, I know you have lost your finger, you have 4 fingers, and then you cannot perform very well, you were laid off. Time and then
because they're working according to time and the productivity that you're putting in.
Yeah, especially those manufacturing companies, those flower horticulture farms, those guys are very at risk of disease. Also, those the people work in harmful environments, cement factories, constructions, and they don't have
PPE materials.
PPE materials. I'm so big on PPE, and also you find that when you ask for PPE, it's not there. Later, you don't have the money
to cater for that.
Yeah.
So all that puts the employees at risk
of
getting these mental health related challenges.
Yeah, and also vis-a-vis the physical injuries, because when you get a physical injury, your arm is off, you will be laid off. Yeah,
you cannot work anywhere else.
Exactly, and then you're home. Yeah, all that will
affect you.
Yes.
So what are some of the mental health related challenges that you've been able to realize working with these many organizations that you are supporting them to, see that they are putting things in order so that their employees are really catered for? What are some of those things you've realized that employees are really affected with in terms of the mental health related challenges?
First of all, I'll come into the side of my profession. Our legal framework is very poor. When it comes to mental health. I think they have just amended the Mental Health Act.
Yes.
But before they did, we were dealing with 1980 Act of Mental Health. I think it's something of the Act, but they've just re-amended it. And then also when you look at the occupational safety and health, the one that deals with occupational work hazards and everything, doesn't have the aspect of mental health. It only considers the physical. So our legal framework is very, very, very poor when it comes to mental health. And also you can look at the facilities that are available. We only have Watabika in the whole country.
That is catering for things that have to do with mental health.
Exactly. Then also, if you see all workplaces do not have, actually Uganda does not have an occupational safety and health policy. That one that could help in guiding. They have tried to amend the Act, but the Act does not actually bring out specifically mental health. They bring about risk assessment, risk audits, but those not bring mental health out very clearly. Then also we lack, I've been championing having a workplace mental health policy. Okay. I did a brief, looked for MPs for workers, but I was never successful. Okay. To take and table something for the floor of Parliament. Workplace mental health policies, they are nowhere in the country. Also, look at how we handle mental health generally. Specifically, not at workplace, but mental health generally.
People are not well informed. They're not knowledgeable.
And then there's that stigma that comes with mental health. How in my language, how they call people that have mental health issues, Abagwira. So you find that you work with like Omularu, something like that, and then you find yourself that stigma is on you. And also the job security part, you cannot disclose that I'm being stressed at work, because anytime you say I'm depressed, off. And most of those workplaces that have no clear
guidelines. You don't even have a contract.
Exactly. So the moment you say, I'm stressed, when you when you're going for a rest, you look for another job. I know of a place that it's a salon setting. When you get pregnant, you give birth, if you spend more than a week at home, when you come back, you find another person.
They've already replaced you.
Just give you a week.
So you can imagine
That's the week after
how someone will be left after they have given birth, and probably sometimes they may give birth and they have complications.
Exactly. But you come with your complications by the workplace. That salon I was told by a former employee who was dismissed in that setting.
Okay, so Ambrose, with that background of the various things that you have seen at these various workplaces where you've gone, what do you think the employers right now can do in order to support the well-being of their staff as well they don't end up probably getting depression, having that anxiety for their job? What do you think they can be in position to do in regards to the employees that they have?
Rocket Health had started doing something. I don't know what happened to Rocket Health, but they had tried to do something, I have a problem of pronouncing that word.
Psychiatrists.
That one. they had a program where you can access them online. And
I think I've also ever tried, though with other services, but I've saw that they have a lineup of people that you can reach out in the profession.
Yeah, and also I would urge all employers to have, they are called employee assistance programs. They're not common here. I haven't seen any workplace emphasizing that.
We can advocate for them.
I think I've seen one person doing it for various organizations. I think one person, and does it as an individual, where in that program, the employees can access mental health services, be it counseling, be it psychosocial assistance, any assistance regarding to mental health. They can have an internal person. The way how you see how schools used to have a
school counselor or nurse,
a sick bay, or they can have some organization or some hospital
that they are attached to.
They are attached to, so that in case you have any issue, any mental health related issue, you are referred. They mostly prefer external because of confidentiality. Because if I know that Asiat is the one doing counseling, I will not go there.
I will not go there. I will be like, they will report me to the boss instead.
Or by the time you realize during the lunch break, your issue is being discussed. So some prefer having external assistance programs. Here you can read them to insurance, where the company has an insurance policy, but all insurance is handled by maybe Prudential, maybe like Jubilee. So it is something that's setting, but this one handles only mental health related issues.
Okay, and for the informal sector, what do you think they should do? For example, I have a small business and I have my employees. What can I do really? Because I may not have all those policies put in place.
So for the informal sector, the Employment Act has been amended where they say that every person, whether in formal or informal sector, who works for you for a period of 6 months, the moment the 6 months elapses, you give that person a contract.
Okay.
So maids will have contracts. Mobile maintenance will have contracts. Provided someone works for you for 6 months. That person is now an employee, must get a contract.
But I also think that employers should start thinking about shifts where people, for example, when you talked about the workload, I could be in position to have as many employees as I can, and I could be in position to have them get shifts, that there are people who work at this particular time. So the other ones who have worked for the morning hours, for those long hours, they can be in position to get some rest. And then by the time they come back, they've already recovered. So they have already, reset themselves. And if they have issues, they're already handling them.
Yeah, one thing you need to know about Ugandan employers is that they are ever broke. They don't have money to
to have as many as they can.
As many as they can. I'll give an example. I'm not reporting my former boss, but I know he's a very good person. Even if he comes across this podcast, he's a very good person. They employed me. I was working on one of the scariest activities I've ever worked on in my life. I don't think I'll go back on it again. Remember they're doing the oil pipeline?
Yeah.
So I was there as a team leader for lawyers, and we were doing grave relocation.
Okay.
Relocating all the graves that were affected by the pipeline. moving bonus from here to another place.
So I can really imagine the scare that can be
So
there.
I had to talk to witch doctors on the phone. I have to go to their shrines. I have to watch them do activities. So that thing had a toll on me for like a week.
I can imagine.
Yeah, where I could sleep and see dead bones while moving in my mind.
So it's all work.
Yeah, it's all work. My mom could tell me pray, talk my issues to her prayer group at church. So, but that week, the first week, I used to dream bones, dead bodies, caskets, and all. But with time, I got to use it. But what we had was later he brought in more people, so that me as a team leader, then I held back.
And then other people
I
take
became
over.
more of a supervisor. Okay. So I could go to field by 3 and back to the hotel. And also we had a psychosocial unit. The moment you have those issues,
you go there and they support you.
They support you and then you come back when you're fresh. So what you say is that they can, because that one is a project and it was on international standard by Total Energies, they laid out all the things that were needed. But now I'm imagining someone that is a normal employer having his mobile money shop or cell phones to bring in 2 people at the same time. He will tell you there's no money, and he will even tell you if they're not ready to work, I'll get someone else. So even the high rates of unemployment have also caused that, because the moment you leave, there's always that person who will replace you. Even before you get a taxi or a border going home, someone will be at
the door.
Yeah. So they will say that you don't have money. Yes, some have, some don't have. Those people in Namavi have money, but they don't want to recruit people.
But I think government could also come in, like you've said, the acts that they are calling upon. So I think the enforcement also should work so that we can see that people are catered for. Because at the end of the day, we look at productivity. That sometimes, however much these people are being productive, but their productivity is limited at a certain cost because of the challenges that they are.
Let me tell you about the enforcement. Everything related to occupational safety and health, where mental health comes in, is supervised and enforced by the Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, under the Occupational Safety and Health Department. Let me tell you this: they are supposed to inspect all workplaces in the country, even here. You should have come to this office. They inspect if it is
in the good condition for employees.
Because there are those occupational safety and health guidelines for offices. They are there. How chairs are supposed to be, how computers, the space between the chair and the computer, they're all there. But let me tell you is that the whole department has 23 enforcers.
So meaning that they should do more recruitment.
And we find that each enforcer is 1 to 600 and something workplaces right now. They have not even finished Kampala, because then remember I have to go to Gulu. And when I was looking at their budget, is that their budget was I think 4 billion
to do the activity. 6
billion, the whole department, not the activity, everything. The whole department has 6 billion, but it has 4 billion, but close to 2 billion is going to salaries. Then I saw one for transportation, I think 4 billion, and then there is printing has, I was asking, what are they printing? Printing and stationery has 24 billion. Doesn't require you by printing in 1 year to have 24 billion. So you can see there is money scarcity, and the enforcement is low because of the capacity of human resource by the government, and they don't want to looking for the word, to delegate.
Okay, so how better can we be in position to support the employees then?
I think the employers, but the government should also try to work with the civil society, mental health practitioners, mental health activists, so that they can listen to their views and then incorporate them. Because it's better to listen to someone who's on ground than you sitting in your office and
setting a policy.
And setting a policy you have no idea about. So if you're on ground, people on ground, if they come and do consultations with us, you can give them the views they can use, and then everything will be okay. I mean, not perfectly okay, but we shall be.
We should get there. Yes. So with someone who is an employee and they're experiencing these mental health related challenges, what is your call upon them in regards to, getting the support that they need? What should they do? Because you've said there are challenges in getting this support, but can someone who's watching us, they're an employee and they're facing these workplace mental health related challenges, what can they do?
If their workplace has avenues where you can access the support, then they can use those avenues. If they don't, I'm not saying that they should strike. No, they should talk with their bosses, see if they can have those avenues. But if the problem is already there and they are now facing the
for example,
also the Workers' Compensation Act, if you get an injury, be it mental or harm, when you are at workplaces during and
working hours,
to, from, and during, when you get injury in those through three aspects, it's the employer to cater for that. Yeah, or you can cater for for yourself, and then you give the receipts and all that, and then
they compensate you.
Yeah. So they can use that avenue, and also ensure that they speak out. They don't die alone. They speak out. These days, the employers are now awake. They know the mental health issues at workplaces, so they can speak out, and then
they get support.
Yeah, they get support, yeah.
Okay, so someone who is out there and you're watching us, Ambrose has shared a few things about what are the risk factors that can put you at risk of getting mental health related challenges, as well as the employers. We are calling upon you to look into the workload that these employees are having. Probably you can have a revision of the activities, the work that is being done, as well as look at the workplace in terms of the safety of the employees. And you as an employee who is here listening to us, could you kindly speak about the challenges that you're facing? Probably because you're not speaking, the employers don't know what are the challenges that you're facing, so that you can be in position to get the support that you currently are looking out for. And also, if you cannot be in position to get the support from your employers, could you kindly seek support from their various organizations that are out there providing free services, so that you can get that support and your productivity could be retained. Thank you for listening and having us share this wonderful conversation with Ambrose. And I hope it was very good for you to embark on that journey of productivity, as well as reaching out to see that your mental health at the workplace is really catered for. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you in another episode. My name is Asiat, and I hope to see you later on. Bye-bye.
Bye.